So, boys and girls, we are going to start another paper from IGCSE chemistry. You can see it's from 062042 and October November 2021. Straightforward going towards the question, and in this case, the question is about states of matter. Complete the table using ticks and crosses to describe the properties of gases, liquids, and solids. So you know that in gas state, the particles are touching? No, they are not touching. So we have to place cross. Particles have random movement? Yes. Particles regularly arranged? No. In the gas state, particles are not regularly arranged. In liquid state, we learned that particles are touching? Yes. Particles have random movement? Yes, they are moving. Particles regularly arranged? No, they are not regularly arranged. They are in the form of lumps. Clusters. Solid? Yes, the particles are touching. And the particles have random movement? No, they are fixed and they are just vibrating at their fixed position. So particles are regularly arranged? Yes. Understood? So this is the completion of the table, and now we are proceeding with the next part. In here it says substances can change state. Boiling and evaporation are two ways in which a liquid changes into a gas. Describe two differences between boiling and evaporation. So write or try to write in a comparative or comparison way, like we can say boiling takes place at fixed temperature. Boiling takes place at fixed temperature, whereas evaporation takes place at any temperature. Okay? At any temperature. And for two, you have to say second difference, in boiling bubbles form. In boiling bubbles form. In boiling, but not in but not in evaporation. So no need to worry about the space. You may change or squeeze or reduce the words. Okay. Then in second part of the B, name the change of state when a gas becomes a liquid. So we can say what it is: condensation. Condensation. Whereas the solid becomes a gas, so this is what? Sublimation. This is what? Sublimation. So it's done. Now we are proceeding to the next part of the same question. Here he says that a substance boils at a temperature X and melts at temperature Y. Complete the graph to show the change in temperature over time. As the substance cools from the temperature A to temperature B. He says that here X clearly mentioned what the X is. This substance X melts. Sorry, the substance A is melting at X and boiling at X and melts at temperature Y. So when we cool it down, so at X it will be condensed and then it will change like this, and at Y, exactly at Y, you have to mark this at Y, and then it will change into solid, and then after that it will straightforward remain in the solid state. Okay, so this will be the graph. He says that complete the graph to show the change in temperature over the time as the substance cools. Just we have to show, no need to label it, okay, because no instruction was given. Now, next, a solution is a mixture of solute and a solvent. Name the process when a solid substance mixes with a solvent to form a solution. So we can say dissolving. This is what? Dissolving. Next, name the type of reaction when two solutions react to form an insoluble substance. So this is precipitate or precipitation. Type of reaction? Precipitation. So whenever we mix two solutions, and as a result we get one soluble and one insoluble, this is called as precipitation. Changing and moving towards next question. Question 2. Acids are important laboratory chemicals. Some acids completely dissociate in water to form ions. State the term applied to acid that completely dissociate in water. So we can say they are strong acids. When they are completely dissociate, these are called as strong acids. The next he says complete the equation to show the complete dissociation of sulfuric acid. So this is the formula of sulfuric acid. Whenever it dissociates, it will give us hydrogen ions. Plus the rest of the part, which is sulfate, is released. As there are two hydrogen ions, so it will release two, and the result will have two negative charges. So this is the ionic equation or the dissociation equation. And next part it says state the color of methyl orange in sulfuric acid. Remember, methyl orange is an indicator, and in acidic medium it be red or orange. You can say it is red or orange, but please in your exam write only one. Write only one, red or orange. Both are correct. And next, he says the equation for the reaction between powdered zinc carbonate and dilute nitric acid is shown. And then what we have to do, complete the equation by adding state symbols. We know as this is powder and solid, so we can say it is S. Acids are in aqueous mode, so we have to write this is aqueous. Then nitrate, so it's zinc nitrate produced due to the presence of water, and nitrates which are water soluble, we have to write it is aqueous as well. Water is liquid, whereas carbon dioxide is a gas. So now this part is completed over here. Proceeding. Now moles question, it says a student found that 2.5 grams of zinc carbonate required 20 centimeter cube. Okay, so the mass is 2.5, the volume required is 20. Then he says calculate the concentration and divided the further question into smaller parts. First, he says calculate the mole, 1 mole, mass of 1 mole. Remember, mass of 1 mole is actually MR, molecular mass. Okay, molecular mass. Next, so what we have to do here, we have one zinc, so you have to go straight forward to the periodic table, which is the end of the same paper. Okay, here by the end of the same paper, you can see the periodic table. Here you have zinc. So zinc, what is the atomic mass of zinc? 65. Keep that in mind, and then we are going to put the value. Okay. Here. So mass of 1 mole of zinc carbonate. How? We have one zinc atom. The atomic mass of zinc is 65 according to the periodic table we have in this paper. One carbon atom and the atomic mass of carbon is 12. Plus we have 3 oxygen atoms, but the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. if we calculate this, what should be the answer? Are you 125. Next he says calculate the number of moles. So we have the formula. What? The given mass over moles are always equal to the given mass over molecular mass or mass of 1 mole. Given mass was 2.5 divided by the molecular mass we calculated or the mass of 1 mole we calculated is 125. So the answer is 2.5 divided by 125. The answer is 0.02 moles. And next, determine the number of moles of nitric acid. For nitric acid, we just know the volume, which was 20 centimeter cube. But we don't know the concentration. If we don't know the concentration, we can't apply the formula N equals to CV. So here we are going to apply the ratio method. Okay? We have to check what is the ratio of carbonate with the nitric acid. So the carbonate to nitric acid ratio is 1:2. So we can say 1 is the zinc carbonate and 2 moles of the acids are reacting. So if the zinc carbonate is 0.02, what should be the moles of the acid reacted? So we have to cross multiply. As a result, we got the value of x as 0.04. So 0.04 is the answer over here. Finally, calculate the concentration. Now we can use the formula N equals to C times V. As we are about to find C, so the formula will be, as we are going to find C, then formula will be modified and we can say N divided by V. But first try to convert the volume into decimeter cube by dividing it 1000. So the moles we obtained are 0.04 divided by volume was 20 and divided by 1000. What should be the answer? I think answer is 2 mole per dm cube. But you have to calculate and confirm. Okay? Use the same formula and you have to confirm. So now I think question is finished over here. Yes. So we are going to solve another question, question number 3. Look like a simple question from atomic structure. And here it says, atoms contains proton, neutrons, and electrons. Complete the table to show the relative mass and relative charge of a proton, a neutron, and an electron. We know that the charge, so relative mass of proton is 1, of neutron is also 1, but the electron is 1 over 1840, which is already given. For the charge, either we write in words positive or we can write just plus 1. Okay? For this, we can say no charge. And here we can say negative or we can say negative 1. Both formats are correct and are acceptable. Done? Next part. The table shows the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in some atoms and ions. Complete the table. First one is sulfur. Remember, the atomic number is always protons. The neutrons can be obtained by subtracting the proton number or atomic number from the nucleon. In this case, we got 16 again. Electrons and protons are always equal in a neutral atom. So sulfur is a neutral atom here. So what we can say, the protons, electrons are also 16. In potassium, we see it is a charged particle. So the protons remain equal to the atomic number 19. To find out neutrons, we have to subtract the atomic number from atomic mass. So we got 20. And the proton and electrons are always same, equal. But the positive sign indicates there is loss of 1 electron. So it should be then 18. Here have to figure it out using this number. This is atomic number. Protons are equal to atomic number. And this is bromine. Okay? So, bromine. And now also follow the same formula. If here we have to write atomic number, and then we have to write the atomic mass, and it should be the sum of protons and neutrons. When we add, this should be 79. And finally, if the proton and electrons are same, then we have to put no charge. But if proton and electrons are not same, then we have to put the charge. This will indicate which particle is greater. The electrons are greater. And how much? 1. And the charge of electron is negative. So we can say it is just negative. Or even you can say 1 negative. Both the formula are correct and are acceptable. Okay? Next question. Again, it's reversible reaction shown, and he says chlorine react with carbon monoxide